In this film, Ibrahim Çallı is at your age. Do you want to be friend with him? Friends, this is İbrahim Çallı. I am one of the important names of Turkish painting art. Would you like to know me better? Let's get started. I was born in 1882 in Çallı district of Denizli. I completed my primary and secondary education in Denizli and Izmir. My parents wanted me to be a soldier. That's why they sent me to Istanbul to go to military school. The year was 1899. I started taking my first painting lessons during this period. On the other hand, I worked in various jobs to earn my living. My biggest wish was to enter Sanayi Nefise Mektebi. I have loved painting since childhood. I used to draw pictures with charcoal on the walls of our house all the time. Later, I met Şeker Ahmet Pasha and his son İzzettin Bey. I started Sanayi Nefise Mektebi in 1906 with the support of Şeker Ahmet Pasha. My dreams had come true. I graduated from this school in 3 years, whose education period is 6 years, and ranked first. Immediately after, I was accepted as a member of the Ottoman Painter Society. Later, I passed an exam held by the Ministry of National Education and went to Paris. Paris was the capital of European art. It was a great opportunity for an art student to study there. I studied painting at the Paris Academy of Fine Arts for 4 years, but when the First World War broke out, I returned to my country. When I returned to the country, I started Sanayi Nefise Mektebi again. But this time, not as a student, but as a teacher. A painting workshop was opened in 1917 at the request of Enver Pasha. In this workshop, we made war paintings with my other painter friends. I carried what I learned from French painters to Istanbul. Me and my other painter friends became known as the 1914 generation. We would also be called the Çallı generation then. That was because I was seen as the most important representative of this group. I was the pioneer of a great change in Turkish painting. Until then, paintings were made in closed workshops and by looking at photographs. However, I was painting in the middle of the street in life. I used to walk around Istanbul street by street with paint cans on my back and a painting stand in my hand. I have included almost every district of Istanbul in my paintings. I carried historical structures such as mosques, tombs and foundations to my paintings. I also painted the tea gardens, streets and mansions of Istanbul. I also painted the famous people of the period. The clothes of these people in my paintings reflected the European lifestyle. I was also closely acquainted with Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. I have been at the same table with him many times. I was one of the lucky people to spend time with him. I included Atatürk's revolutions in my paintings after 1923. I also painted Atatürk's portrait many times. In addition, İsmet İnönü and Celal Bayar were famous statesmen that I painted. In 1930s, states gave great importance to art. We also opened Turkish painting exhibitions in many countries. As a specialist painter, I took part in the promotion of these exhibitions. I showed a maximum effort for Turkish painting to be recognized in the world. I also included women from different social segments in my paintings. I tried to show women's struggle for life with my pictures. I was using a room of the flat I was living in as a workshop. This room had a balcony overlooking the Bosphorus. I was doing my paintings there. Besides being a good painter, I was also a good teacher. Bedri Rahmi Eyüboğlu is among the students I have trained. I have always taken great care of my students. More than teaching painting, I tried to get them to love art. I became one of the painters who played a role in our country's orientation towards Western understanding in painting. Instead of applying exactly what I learned in Paris in my paintings, I tried to create a style of our own. Dear children, I have been passionate about colours all my life. You can also make beautiful pictures if you want. Of course, you need to work hard for this. But believe me, it's worth it for a colourful world.